I keep replaying us in reverse tonight, just to feel you once again. Like walking back through every moment before it came to an end. The laughter turns into silence as it slowly fades away, and I can almost hear you closer than yesterday. Every detail comes back clearly, but never stays for long. Like I'm searching for a version of us that's already gone. I know the past can't be rewritten, no matter how I try, but my mind keeps pulling backward every time. It feels like love in reverse now. I'm chasing what we were. Every memory plays backward in a blur, and every note the saxophone carries feels like it rewinds the night to the moment before everything lost its light. I walk through scenes we used to share, but they don't stay the same. Each time I reach a happy part, it breaks like flame. Your voice comes in fragments, then slowly slips away, like something I can almost touch but cannot stay. The world keeps moving forward while I move back again, inside a loop of moments that won't end. I thought if I kept remembering, I might understand, but some things only hurt more when you hold them in your hand. It feels like love in reverse now, a story turned around, where every step I take backward is a sound. And every time the music rises, it pulls me through the past to everything I wanted to last. Maybe love was never meant to move against the time, no matter how many times I try to realign. And maybe I was never ready to watch it fade so slow, so I keep going backward, where I still know. Now I stop trying to fix the timeline, I let it be, because even broken memories are part of me. The night becomes a quiet mirror of what I lost before, a love that only moves in reverse once more. And somewhere in that backward motion, you still appear, a version of us that never learned to disappear. It feels like love in reverse now, still pulling me to you, a fading kind of memory I walk through. And if the world forgets the ending, I'll still return inside to love in reverse, where you static silence between the night and day, like signals drifting out of reach that slowly fade away. The world around me keeps on moving, but I'm still tuned to you, like broken radio emotions coming through. I try to focus on the present, but the past keeps breaking in, like something I can't switch off from within. I told myself I'd lose a signal, let the frequency die, but some connections never fully say goodbye. It's a fading frequency, love, still humming in my chest, a signal that won't settle down or let me rest. And every note the saxophone carries feels like your distant tone, a melody that keeps on calling me home. I walk through streets of moving strangers, but none of them align with all the versions of your voice inside my mind. The city noise becomes a pattern that almost sounds like you, but every time I reach for it, it cuts right through. Your memory keeps interrupting, and every thought I try to keep, like something buried in my mind, too deep. I thought distance would erase you, like fading is clean sound, but some frequencies just echo all around. It's a fading frequency, love, still looping in my head, a song that never finishes even when it's dead. And every time the music rises, it drags me back again to all the love I couldn't hold back then. Maybe love is just a signal that never really stops. It keeps on traveling endlessly through all the drops. And maybe I was never ready to lose the tone we made, so I keep it on repeat in the shade. The interference, I let it play, because even broken signals find their way. The noise becomes a kind of comfort I can recognize, a fading love still speaking through the skies. And somewhere in the endless static you still feel near, a frequency of memory still clear. It's a fading frequency, love, that never leaves my side, a broken kind of signal I can't hide. And if the world forgets the meaning of everything we knew, this quiet frequency will always call to you. just stay inside, like ink that knows it has a meaning, but chooses not to fly. The night feels heavier than usual without your voice around. Even silence has a memory that makes a sound. I act like I've been moving forward, like nothing stays too long, but every step I take in quiet feels wrong. I told myself it's over, that time would take its place, but time just keeps reminding me of your face. It's an unsent midnight letter, no address, no reply, just feelings that I never learned how to say goodbye. And every note the saxophone carries feels like it knows my truth, a language made of broken pieces of me and you. Past the places we once stood in, like shadows in the past. Everything looks the same on surface, but nothing lasts. I smile when strangers start to talk to me, like I'm still whole inside, but they don't see how easily I break and hide. The world keeps turning like it always did, without a pause for pain, but I'm still caught in memories I can't explain. I thought distance would erase you, like ink fades in rain, but some stories don't get washed away, they stay in the brain. It's an unsent midnight letter, still burning in my hand, full of words I never spoke, you'd never understand. And every time the music rises, it pulls me back to them, to everything I should have said back when. Maybe love is just unfinished words we never send, a story that keeps going without an end. And maybe I was never ready to watch it fall apart, so I keep it in this letter inside my heart. Throw it all away now, but I can't let it go, because even pain feels honest when it still knows. The night keeps stretching out in silence, no comfort, no reply, just echoes of a conversation I let die. Still somewhere in the static feeling, I think you're near tonight, inside this unsent letter, without a lie. It's an unsent midnight letter that never found your door, just love I couldn't carry anymore. And if you ever feel the silence between your heart and mine, no, I still write you in my mind all the time. The station lights are growing dimmer as midnight settles in. People come and go like stories that never begin. I sit alone beside the window, watching shadows move, trying to forget the way I still think of you. The city passes in reflections blurred against the glass, like memories that disappear too fast. I told myself this lonely feeling would fade before too long, but every road I take tonight feels wrong. I'm riding the last train home tonight, with your memory beside me. Every silent mile keeps pulling you back to me, and every quiet second here feels colder than before, like love stepped off somewhere I can't return anymore. The empty seats feel like reminders of everything we were, fragments of unfinished moments still blurred. Outside, the streets keep glowing softly like nothing ever changed, but inside me every feeling feels rearranged. I close my eyes to rest a little, but sleep won't stay, because your voice keeps finding me anyway. I thought distance would make it easier to leave the past behind, but some hearts never learn to untie. I'm riding the last train home tonight, through silence and blue light, holding on to fading pieces of us tonight. And every passing shadow feels like something I once knew, a quiet kind of loneliness leading back to you. Maybe love is like a station you can't return again, no matter how badly you wish to go back then. And maybe I was never ready to watch us drift apart, so I carry this long ride inside my heart. The train slows down near morning, but I stay in my seat, like part of me still waits for you across the street. The sky begins to lose the darkness, the city wakes anew, but nothing feels completely real without you. And somewhere in the fading distance beyond the morning glow, I hear your memory whisper, soft and low. I'm riding the last train home tonight, though home no longer feels the same. Every road keeps circling back to your name, and if this lonely ride keeps going long after night is through, I'll still be on this last train home, missing you. still carries traces of a voice that isn't there, like shadows on the ceiling that I still swear. I sit where conversations used to fill the air, but now it's only silence everywhere. The light feels slightly colder than it used to feel before, like something warm and living lives here no more. I tell myself I'm used to it, that time has done its part, but echoes don't dissolve so easily inside the heart. These are empty room echoes calling your name again, soft reminders of a moment that won't end. And every note the saxophone carries feels like it knows my pain, a melody of something that won't remain. I move around in quiet circles, trying not to feel, but even stillness has a way of making things real. The smallest sound becomes a memory I cannot ignore, like footsteps that don't happen anymore. The world outside keeps rushing forward without a backward glance, but I'm still caught inside the space of what we had. I thought I'd learn to live with this, like living is a skill, but some absences don't leave you, they stay still. These are empty room echoes that never fade away, just fragments of a yesterday that won't decay. And every time the music rises, it pulls me back to then, to all the love that lingers still within. Maybe love is just a presence that doesn't leave at all. It stays inside the silence after the fall. And maybe I was never ready to hear that final sound, when everything I held so close broke down. Now I don't try to fix the silence, I let it stay, 'cause even pain becomes familiar in its own way. The room still feels like waiting for someone to return, but all I have are lessons I never learned. Still somewhere in the fading quiet, I think you're near tonight, inside these empty echoes without light. These are empty room echoes that never let me go, soft reminders of a love I used to know. And if the world forgets this feeling, I'll still recall the sound of all the things you never said, but left around. You didn't leave with heavy words, no breaking scene, no sound, just quiet steps that walked away like nothing tied you down. And I stood there pretending calm, like it was all okay. But something in the air that night just slipped away. The lights were still, the world kept moving, like nothing felt the same. But I could hear inside my chest you calling in a fading name. I told myself it's nothing, just another passing phase. But silence has a way of staying for days. You faded out without goodbye, like smoke into the air, leaving only empty spaces where you were there. And every note the saxophone cries feels like it understands a love that slipped right through my hands without demands. I walk through places we once knew, but they don't speak your name. They look the same, they feel the same, but not the same. I try to act like I'm okay now, like nothing cuts too deep. But some memories don't let you go, they don't sleep. The world keeps moving in its rhythm, it never looks behind. But I'm still standing in the moment left behind. I thought that I could let it fade, like fate in its control. But some goodbyes don't happen loud, they steal the soul. You faded out without goodbye, and left no trace behind, just echoes of a feeling I can't unwind. And every time the music rises, it pulls me back to you, to everything I never said but wanted to. Maybe love doesn't end with closure, it just disappears, leaving fragments of forever inside the years. And maybe I was never ready to watch it turn to dust, because some hearts don't break in anger, they just rust. Because some stories don't conclude, they leave me. The night still carries what you left in quiet, unseen ways, like something that refuses to erase. And somewhere in the distant static, I still feel you near, a love that never said goodbye, but disappeared. You faded out without goodbye, and I'm still standing here, holding on to nothing, but missing you clear. And if the world forgets our story, I'll still recall the sound of love that left so quietly, without a bound. where your voice used to stay, like light that slowly disappears at break of day. The bed feels wider than it should now, like it forgot our shape, and every habit that we shared escapes. I don't expect your name to echo in every passing sound, but somehow silence feels like you all around. I told myself it's over, that I've adjusted fine, but some emotions don't erase with time. I'm still loving silence softly, where your presence used to be, a quiet kind of memory inside of me. And every note the saxophone carries feels like it still knows the love that never fully left but slowly goes. I pass through days in steady motion, but nothing feels alive, like something in me didn't learn how to survive. The world keeps speaking in its rhythm, but I hear something else, like fragments of your voice that live by themselves. Even names I hear in passing sound a little like you did, but vanish just as quickly as they hit. I thought I'd stop remembering the way you used to stay, but silence has a habit of replay. I'm still loving silence softly in places you once stood, a gentle kind of heartbreak that feels misunderstood. And every time the music rises, it brings me back to when I still believe forever back then. Maybe love doesn't vanish, it just changes form, from something warm beside you to a storm. Maybe I was never ready to let it fade to gray, so I keep loving silence every day. To fix it, I let it stay, because even broken feelings know the way. The night becomes a quiet witness to what I feel, a love that still feels present but not real. And somewhere in the silence you still remain, a soft and fading echo without name. I'm still loving silence softly, where you used to breathe, a memory that never learned to leave. And if the world forgets the meaning of everything we knew, I'll still be loving silence and you. line, but every call just fades to static over time. The night is full of silent signals. I pretend I understand, but nothing ever comes through clearly in my hand. Your absence feels like interference in everything I hear, a quiet kind of noise that grows when you're not near. I thought I'd lose the signal, let it finally go, but some connections linger, even when they slow. It's a lost signal memory, still flickering in my mind, a voice I almost reach for, but never find. And every note the saxophone carries feels like your fading tone, a melody that keeps reminding I'm alone. I walk through days that feel unfinished, like pages torn in half, where every moment used to carry a shared laugh. The world keeps talking all around me, but I hear something else, like echoes of your voice repeating by itself. Even strangers in the distance sound a little like you did, but every time I turn to look, it's just red. I thought distance would erase you like numbers from a screen, but some memories refuse to stay unseen. It's a lost signal memory, still stuck between the noise, a broken kind of silence that destroys. And every time the music rises, it pulls me back again to all the words I lost in static back then. Maybe love is just a signal that never finds its end. It bends through all the silence it can't mend. And maybe I was never ready to hear it fade to black, so I keep searching for a frequency that won't come back. Now I don't try to fix the static, I let it stay, because even broken signals have something to say. The noise becomes a kind of language only I can feel, a memory that somehow still feels real. And somewhere in the broken silence, you still exist in me, a lost signal I keep chasing endlessly. It's a lost signal memory, still calling out your name, a fading kind of echo without frame. And if the world forgets the reason I still hold on to you, this lost signal will keep whispering through. Every passing hour tonight changes shape. I sit beneath the fading neon, watching shadows sway, trying to understand why you walked away. Outside, the streets keep moving slowly, like nothing ever changed. But everything inside my chest feels rearranged. I told myself I wouldn't miss you the way I used to do, but loneliness keeps finding its way to you. Now it's only smoke and silence keeping me awake, a quiet kind of heartbreak I can't shake. And every empty moment here still sounds a little like your name, like love disappeared but left the flame. The night drifts by in broken pieces, too slow to understand, like memories slipping softly through my hands. I hear old conversations inside the midnight air, fragments of the way you laughed when you were there. Even the light feels colder now against the window pane, like every drop of midnight knows my pain. I thought the distance would erase you with enough time apart, but certain kinds of absence stay in the heart. Now it's only smoke and silence filling up the room, a lonely kind of feeling without you. And every fading shadow pulls me back again to everything we almost were back then. Maybe love was never steady, maybe it was smoke, beautiful for a moment before it broke. And maybe I was never ready to watch it disappear, so I keep breathing in the traces you left here. The night grows thin toward morning, but I still feel the same, sitting with the echoes of your name. The silence wraps around me like a familiar blues, a quiet kind of emptiness I can't lose. And somewhere through the fading darkness you still remain, like smoke that leaves a memory in my veins. Now it's only smoke and silence long after you're gone, a fragile kind of longing still holding on. And if tomorrow finally takes these memories from you, there'll still be smoke and silence leading back to you. stayed still, like it forgot to breathe. Even time felt uncertain about what to leave. I didn't hear a breaking sound, no final closing door, just absence sitting everywhere and nothing more. The light looks different on the walls, like it lost its name, and everything I touch now feels not the same. I told myself I'd adjust, that I would be alright, but healing doesn't always come in one night. After you left, I stayed behind, with silence as my guide, a quiet kind of emptiness I cannot hide. And every note the saxophone plays feels like it knows my pain, a love that still keeps echoing in my name. I walk through days without direction, just moving through the flow, but every step feels heavier than I know. The world keeps talking like it used to, but I don't hear the same, like everything is distant now without your name. Even laughter from the distance feels unfamiliar too, like echoes of a version that still had you. I thought I'd learn to function like nothing ever broke, but silence is a language that I spoke. After you left, I stayed behind, inside a fading light, a broken kind of normal every night. And every time the music rises, it pulls me back again to all the love that stayed too long back then. Maybe love doesn't end loudly, it just disappears, leaving shadows of forever through the years. And maybe I was never ready for a goodbye so slow, because slow departures hurt more than I know. Now I don't try to chase it, I let it be, because even empty spaces mean something to me. The night becomes a quiet witness to what remains, a love that never shouted, just refrains. And somewhere in the stillness, you still exist, in fragments of a memory I can't resist. After you left, I stayed behind, no answers in the air, just echoes of a love still there. And if the world forgets the reason, I still hold on to you, because after you left, I did too. melts into the skyline in shades of silver blue, and every light across the avenue reminds me of you. People pass like quiet stories I'll never really know, while I keep tracing memories too soft to let go. There's a calmness in the darkness, but my mind still moves, searching through the fading echoes of me and you. I thought the city noise would drown out everything I feel, but lonely hearts can hear what silence won't conceal. In the blue hour tonight, my heart still drifts your way, like a shadow moving softly at the end of day. And every distant light I see feels warmer than before, like your memory is waiting beyond another door. The air feels cool along the sidewalk as midnight settles in, and every step becomes another place you've been. I hear laughter from the rooftops floating through the air, but even joy sounds far away when you're not there. The moon hangs low above the river, quiet and alone, like it understands the feeling of holding on. I told myself these restless thoughts would fade into the night, but some feelings only grow stronger without a light. In the blue hour tonight, your memory still glows, like reflections on the water only midnight knows. And every passing second here feels slower than it should, like I'm still standing where we last stood. Maybe love was always fragile, like evening turning dark, beautiful for just a moment before it leaves a mark. And maybe I was never ready to watch the feeling end, so I keep your fading shadow close again. As morning nears the sky, but part of me still lingers in goodbye. I breathe the quiet air around me and let the silence move, because every road I wander leads to you. And somewhere in the fading blue light, beyond the hearts keep holding on. In the blue hour tonight, I let the memories stay, like soft reflections in the dark that never fade away. And if tomorrow changes everything, like people say can do, this blue hour heart still belong.